So we know that in the boy's imagination, yes, they're going through a lonely place and they're attacked by bandits. He's along with his mother in the palanquin. The palanquin barriers, the people who were carrying it, they also have hid behind the thorny bushes. So who's the only person who's unafraid? It is the boy who's daring. Understood? And in his imagination, he's the only person who's strong enough and bold enough to face the situation. Right? And he's reassuring his mother not to be afraid. Clear? So, then, we have seen that the bandits come and they attack with long sticks in their hands. Right? So, here it goes. Then, I spur my horse for a wild gallop, and my sword and buckle clash against each other. The fight becomes so fearful, mother, that it would give you a cold shudder could you see it from your palanquin. Many of them fly, and a great number are cut to pieces. So, look at the imagination of the child. He says that his horse forwarded, right? And it is forwarding in such a fast speed, of such a fast gallop, that his sword and his shield clash against each other. Again, he's telling his mother that the fight becomes so fearful that if she had seen it, she would have shuddered in fear. Right? He says that if you would have seen it, mother, you would have shuddered in fear. Right? You would have trembled. Yes, it was a very fearful sight. The view was very fearful. Further on, he adds by saying that many of the bandits, they flee. They went away, they ran away before fighting, because the boy was fighting fearlessly. And many of them were cut to pieces. That means he was able to kill them. Yes, slain them. He also says his mother that you were sitting inside and you must be thinking that my boy must have been dead by this time. So let's look at the line. I know you're thinking, sitting all by yourself, that your boy must be dead by this time. But I come to you all stained with blood and say, Mother, the fight is over now. So what happens here? Again the boy is imagining that you were sitting and thinking that I'm dead. But the boy returns to his mother and totally, he's drenched and covered with blood. Everywhere he's stained with blood, and he says that the fight is over and that he had been courageous enough to face the situation and he was brave enough to fight and win. So what is this little story, the imagination from the boy telling? It tells us about his bravery. Right? He wants to prove himself as brave, and the extent he loves his mother, that he's protecting her from any kind of danger. You come out and kiss me, pressing me to your heart, and you say to yourself, I don't know what I should do if I hadn't my boy to escort me. Yes. So this is again the dialogue from the boy's side, that this is exactly how mothers react, isn't it? Like when we have done something very good, or when she had been very nervous and afraid that we are hurt or something. So what does the mother come? The mother comes, look at us, imagines, she hugs us tight, she kisses us, right? That is exactly what the boy imagines here. That she's coming out of the palanquin, kissing her, kissing him and pressing him against his heart. And that is exactly how mothers are. Very genuine, yes, very pure-hearted. So in the flow, she says it. Thank God that you had been there to guard me, safeguard me and protect me. It's good that you escorted me, you were alongside with me in this journey. I don't know what would have happened had you not been there with me today. So you can understand now very well that the boy is portraying himself to be a very brave, courageous, fearless, and at the same time he is also showing his concern for his mother, his love for his mother, that even if anything happens, and there's nobody to support him and stand with him in all tough and difficult situations, he will be with his mother, standing next to her. So that is exactly how he explains the whole imagination, right?